central government, which is manned by one desk officer. Needless to say that most of even those desk officers that are in the directorate, they have no idea what coffee is, or any other crop for that matter. And that is why this bill is before this House, to cure the gaps that have been there, to seal the leakages that have seen that farmers have been exploited, and to ensure, most importantly, that farmers can be able even to project what kind of harvest, what kind of input, and what kind of output they'll have, including the prices that they're going to get for the product at the end of the year. Mr. Speaker, sir, let me surprise you by telling you that there are only 3 products in this world: milk, coffee, and tea, that a farmer will take to the market without knowing when the money will come and how much will come. When the farmer has to wait until he's told, this is the price that you've been able to get. And even now, when it's how it's paid, they do not have a say. And when that price is paid, Mr. Speaker, sir, the farmer has no choice whether it is paid in dollars or in Kenya shillings or in Indian rupees for that matter. And that is why this bill is before us, Mr. Speaker, sir. The attempt of the bill is to cure the opaqueness of the market, where the farmers and the consumers cannot come together. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm happy to report in this House, as I left Columbia, where we had gone with the Deputy President to explore the models that they are using, we saw that most of the people in the coffee industry are young people, educated, highly informed, and they are running totally effective cooperative societies, because theirs is formed on the basis of a willing seller and a willing buyer. Mr. Speaker, sir, we want also to bring agribusiness in this country in the hands of the young people. It is not lost to us as a House that Kenyan population is getting younger by the day. Mr. Speaker, sir, the farmers, most of who are still very conservative, they hold into the old practices, they own the coffee farms, and moving forward, Mr. Speaker, we want to ensure that the younger generation takes up farming as an option. That's why we are talking about agribusiness and the young generation. But the only way we can be able to do that, Mr. Speaker, is to ensure that it becomes attractive to the young people. One, the returns are good, and most importantly is that they know when they can get their returns, they are able to plan their life by ensuring that they can get whatever they put in the farms, they can get it out, and they know how much and when it's going to come. Mr. Speaker, sir, yes, agriculture is a devolved function, but we know that most of the county governments we have in Kenya, they have not been capacity built well enough to be able to access international markets. Unlike our neighbors Ethiopia, who consume quite a good proportion of their coffee, Kenya consumes very, very small proportion. Therefore, the only market that we are able to access is international market. To be able to do this, Mr. Speaker, sir, we need a strong coffee board that can be able to link up the consumers who are in foreign countries and the farmers, who most of them are small scale. Mr. Speaker, sir, that is why we, in the wisdom of the committee and after a thorough public participation, we ensured that the coffee board is not only going to be representative of the small farmers, but it is going to be controlled by the county governments, so that all the county governments led by the COG will have a strong say in how they market the coffee, the formation of economic blocks, and most importantly, the value addition. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is also not lost to us that most of the farmers have given up on coffee farming, and that is why production of Kenyan coffee has reduced from the 30 kilos per bush to only 3 kilos. We saw it in Ethiopia. We saw it in Colombia, Mr. Speaker, sir. Their production on average is up to 50 kilos per bush, and that would mean that without changing the acreage of coffee that we have in this country, we would be able to double or even triple the production. Mr. Speaker, sir, as we do this, it should not be lost to us that Kenyan coffee is one of the highest quality. It is used by most of the countries to blend and to improve the quality of their product, which is unfortunately then not marketed as a Kenyan coffee or as a Kenyan product, but rather as other countries' product. Mr. Speaker, sir, this has been the case because the regimes that have been there hitherto have not had any interest in ensuring that the farmer gets their rightful share, in ensuring that the Kenyan product gets a rightful share in the international market. Moving forward, Mr. Speaker, sir, and most importantly, now that we are facing a challenge of foreign exchange, it is important to know that from agriculture and from agribusiness, that this country can earn enough foreign reserve, but that can only happen if we use the right laws, if we ensure that the farmers get the maximum benefit of farming, and most importantly, to ensure that we access the most premium markets as it is they exist in the in the Western country. Mr. Speaker, sir, it would not I would not be doing this bill justice if I will not mention the effort that the committee has put in this bill. We have gone to various counties, including, Mr. Speaker, sir, your own county, where we did public participation. We spoke with the people, incorporated their views. We've sat with the executives. We've sat with the cooperatives. We've sat with the small-scale farmers, with large-scale farmers. And most importantly, Mr. Speaker, sir, we've sat down with marketers and producers and millers of coffee. This bill, Mr. Speaker, sir, it has incorporated the views of all these people, but it is a farmer-centric bill that will ensure that farmers in Kenya will no longer be exploited by people who take advantage because they can get access to markets where the farmers cannot. Most importantly, Mr. Speaker, sir, we have been able, and I would want to thank the government of the day, led by William Samoei Ruto, that they have for the first time in the history of this country been able to set minimum amount of 80 shillings, that being an advance payment that will be used to ensure that they caution the farmers so that in the panic which farmers have suffered up to now, they'll stop. The government is able to address Shelley hawking. Mr. Speaker, sir, for the first time in my county in Nyeri, I've seen for coffee consumers, I've seen coffee farmers come together with people from China, people from Korea, from America, from Germany, and they are negotiating and getting super deals about their product. Mr. Speaker, sir, this is only possible because we have made a bill and we are proposing, the law we are proposing, that is going even to ensure that when the farmers get their coffee sold, they are paid directly without having to go through the intermediaries, which has been the case as up to now. Mr. Speaker, sir, this bill, among the other bills that we are bringing from the Agricultural Committee, is meant to ensure that the farmers in this country will never be exploited again. Mr. Speaker, sir, this is an agricultural-rich country, and I would want to thank the government of William Samoei Ruto because he is very intentional that we cannot continue relying on land-fed agriculture, on land-fed farming. He is very, very intentional. Using the new model of the public-private partnership, we are going to ensure that we construct large dams. We know as it is, Mr. Speaker, sir, we have heavy rainfalls. We can see the destruction that's being caused by the water. Unfortunately, that water ends up in the ocean and we cannot use it anymore. Once the big dams are done, Mr. Speaker, sir, I would want to promise Kenyans, as much as things may look as they are today, that we are going to revolutionize this country. We are going to revolutionize the way we are doing agriculture. And most importantly, Mr. Speaker, sir, we are going to ensure that Kenya becomes one of the leading countries in green agriculture, in green energy, and most importantly, in green industrialization. This can only be done if we change the way we've been doing things. Empowering the county governments, empowering devolution, empowering the farmers, but most important, Mr. Speaker, sir, ensuring that we have sound laws in place that will not only protect the farmers, but will ensure that cooperative movements are strong and the cooperative movements can be able to undertake even research as it is in Columbia, Mr. Speaker, sir. We know that we've had some of the strongest research institutions in this country, but due to underfunding, Mr. Speaker, most of the researchers have left the country. Most of them have gone to the Western. We need to reinforce this. We need to ensure that our research, our universities, including the institutions that are mandated within controlling coffee and other agricultural production, that they work